Hello, 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 world. Hello, everybody. This is your host of Aim to Purpose Spiritual Empowerment Hour, Louise Hicks. And I decided to just bring forth a little bit about Super Bowl 59, which will be aired this coming Sunday, February 9th. And if you haven't heard about the controversy about the national anthem versus the Black National Anthem, Lift Every Voice and Sing versus the Star-Spangled Banner. And when I heard about this and Willie D Live came across my feed, I listened to it and I decided to do a little commentary. But first, let me allow you to listen to what Willie D has to say. So I'm going to share it with you, and then I will give my own interpretation of what my thoughts are about this division. So give me a moment here, and I'm going to share it. And here we go. Okay, Willie D.
Willie D Live.
What's up, family? This is bad. I mean, this is bad. We are in the middle of a crisis. MAGA is threatening to boycott the Super Bowl if the NFL does not scratch the Black National Anthem off of its program. Oh, fam. This is bad. This is bad. They are saying that the Black National Anthem, Lift Every Voice and Sing, is divisive. They're saying that they are going to boycott. Donald Trump is attending the Super Bowl or is scheduled to attend the Super Bowl. And the MAGA folks say that this is going to be insensitive to Donald Trump. It's going to hurt his feelings. So I thought to myself, lift every voice and sing, divisive? I never thought about that. I always thought it was a song of unity, but I hadn't heard it in a while. So I decided, let me go back and listen to the words. And, I didn't just listen to the words, I read the words just to make sure, I'm going to recite both national anthems and you tell me which one sounds divisive to you. I'll go first with Lift Every Voice and Sing by James Weldon Johnson, who died in 1938. Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. Ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun, let us march on till victory is won. Stony the road we trod, bitter the chastening rod, felt in the days when hope unborn has died. Yet with a steady beat, have not our weary feet come to the place for which our people sighed. We have come over a way that with tears has been watered. We have come treading our path through the blood of the slaughtered, out from the gloomy past, till now we stand at last, where the bright gleam of our bright star is cast. God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, thou who hast brought us thus far on the way, thou who hast by the might led us into the light, keep us forever in the path we pray. Lest our feet stray from the places, our God, where we met thee, lest our hearts, drunk with the wine of the world, we forget thee. Shadowed beneath thy hand, may we forever stand, true to our God, true to our native land. Did y'all hear anything that was divisive? Anything calling for the killing of, I don't know, white folks? Yeah, did y'all hear anything? Huh. Okay, so I guess some might say the antithesis of Lift Every Voice and Sing is the actual national anthem that we all know as the Star-Spangled Banner. That's where you hear, that's what you hear at all of the games, all of the sporting events. You hear this at banquets and all types of events. People sing, they sing the national anthem without any problems, right? I want you to hear the words to the national anthem and you tell me, do you think those words are divisive? Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, or the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. But wait, there's more. On the shore dimly seen through the mist of the deep, where the foe's haughty host in dread silence reposes, what is that which the breeze or the towering steep, as it fitfully blows, half conceals, half discloses? Now it catches the gleam of the morning first beam, in full glory reflected, now shines in the stream. 'Tis the star-spangled banner, oh long may it wave, o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. But wait, there's more. And where is the band who so vauntedly swore that the havoc of war, the battle's confusion, a home and a country should leave us no more? Their blood had washed out their foul footsteps' pollution. No refuge could save the hireling and slave from the terror of flight or the gloom of the grave. And the star-spangled banner in triumph doth wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Did y'all hear anything in there that was divisive, that maybe a large section of the country would be opposed to? Well, let's go back. Their blood has washed out their foul footsteps' pollution. No refuge could save the hireling and slave from the terror of flight or the gloom of the grave. This is a song written by Francis Scott Key. He was an anti-slave abolitionist. He thought that black people were beneath white people. He thought that black people deserved to be enslaved. He wanted to slaughter black people so much that he actually put it in art form. He put it in a song. Now you tell me which anthem is more divisive. No more talk.
Willie D Live.
What's up?
Okay, let me stop sharing.
MAGA is threatening.
Okay, let me stop because I have a comment, but I just wanted Willie D to share both Lift Every Voice, the Black National Anthem, and the Star-Spangled Banner. And I'm glad he did that because if MAGA wants to boycott, from my perspective, with both songs being shared at Super Bowl 59, I don't have an issue with it. And the reason I don't have an issue with it, I'll give you. But first of all, let me introduce myself again. I am Louise Hicks, the host of this podcast, Aim to Purpose Spiritual Empowerment Hour. Please share, subscribe, leave your comments, give your thoughts, because we are all supposed to have freedom of speech, right? Give it a like, give it a thumbs up, and state your feelings. Because if someone wants to boycott it, let them. That's they have the freedom to do. Supposedly, we are supposed to be guaranteed the freedom of speech. However, we know that does not always happen because we are censored, even when you're not harming anybody. You are just expressing your thoughts on something, which should be okay for you to be able to express your thoughts and your feelings if there is a such thing as freedom of speech and freedom of expression. So if they want to boycott it, that's okay with me. I don't have an issue with anybody wanting to boycott the Super Bowl. However, I will make this statement. The Super Bowl is, well, I know it's probably more than 70% of Black players. So I don't have an issue with having lift every voice and sing. However, the issue about divisiveness, how can the song said to be divisive? This country was born out of divisiveness. Because if it hadn't been, we would not have all the chaos that we have now. It is a crisis in America. And it has been a crisis in America. And it all stemmed from that one word about slave in the Star-Spangled Banner. That word definitely has a negative connotation, and it has a blemish upon this country that some would love to erase. Why would you want to erase the history of America? And we should never allow our history to be erased. We need to teach our children our history. However, we still also need to teach our children to respect people and treat people the way you want to be treated. And I would think no one wants to be treated in a bad, derogatory way. And this particular part in the Star-Spangled Banner does have negative connotations about slavery. And if you read your history, Francis Scott Key, that wrote this song, owned slaves. So if you owned slaves back then, and you know in the Constitution, slaves were counted as two-thirds of a person, weren't even thought of. We as Black people were not even thought of as a whole human being. So that's the negativity. And if this is hurting President Donald Trump's feelings, what about Black people's feelings? When the Star-Spangled Banner is sung, what about our feelings? Apparently, Black people's feelings don't count. Because if this hurts his feeling, when I hear this word slave, hireling, that's derogatory. So divisiveness, why would lift every voice and sing hurt somebody's feeling? But if it does, they have a right to feel what they feel, just like we have a right to feel what we feel. And nobody should be blocked from how they feel. And I always tell everybody, your power lies within you. Let it loose because your destiny is your command. And I started my podcast because I wanted to elevate our people, Black people, to a higher level of consciousness. And all of us should be teaching our children, training our children to respect and treat people the way you want to be treated. And I must say, Black people did not create this divisiveness. All of this divisiveness grew out of slavery. And where did it come from? Who held who in slavery? So divisiveness, if it creates something by singing both songs, from my perspective, being a 73 years of age, about to be 74 in about 3 weeks, Black woman, and I have lived through all of the racism, discriminatory practices in employment, housing, education, you name it. So we got to start using some common sense here. And we got to start looking into our hearts and our minds and recognize where all of this hate and all of this evil is coming from. And we need to start teaching our children, no matter what complexion they are, teaching them about peace, love, and harmony. And I always like to bring about that scripture in 2 Timothy 1:7. And this is something that we, particularly as Black people, need to recognize and realize that God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. And you notice power comes before love. So how can you have love when you have no power? And how can you have that sound mind without power and the love? And this country is in a crisis, but it sure didn't start with these two songs. So I don't have an issue with them being sung. at the Super Bowl. And if somebody wants to boycott it, I don't have an issue with that too. Because one thing I can say, you cannot regulate a person's heart. Whatever's in their heart, if it's hate, it's going to be shown, and the actions will prove what's in your heart. Because if this song is going to hurt President Donald Trump, there's an issue within his heart from my perspective. So they can sing both of them. I have no issue with it. And again, thank you, Willie D, for reading both of those songs. And I respect you for that. I listen to your podcasts. Several of them I've heard, and you bring about some great perspectives. So, with that said, we will see whether both songs will be sung on Sunday, this Sunday. So, everyone, if you don't want to watch the Super Bowl, don't watch it. That's up to each individual because everyone should have an opportunity, each culture should have an opportunity to feel what they feel. And divisiveness did not start. It's been around for since the inception of this country. And slavery is what has created this divisiveness. And until people learn about power within and treating people the way you want to be treated, righteousness, this country will remain divided. And one thing we cannot do is regulate a person's heart. That comes from what's you're being taught, because no one is born with hate. It's being taught. And as long as it's taught, and as long as the powers that shouldn't be perpetuates all of this hate and all of this lack of love, exercising, lording it over, you're going to continue with the divisiveness. And these songs, that is not where the problem lies. With that said, again, I am Louise Hicks, your host of Aim to Purpose Spiritual Empowerment Hour. Please share, subscribe, give it a like, give your comments. What are your thoughts? Which song would bring about more anger and hate? I'll leave that up to you. And I hope those who watch the Super Bowl, I hope you enjoy it. And until the next video, always remember, your power lies within you. Let it loose because your destiny is your command. Much love.